So, recording in progress. So I'm recording it like I would record a cookery demo, because I want everyone to see and hear, and if you've got things to say. So the suggestion, sorry, I'll wait for Julie to get off the phone. She said carry on. So this was Sally's suggestion, was that she was reading her Marks and Spencer's Christmas book far too early, I might add, because it was September. I agree. September, and she mentioned the C word. But as we all know, the shops are full of Halloween, bonfire, and Christmas. You take your pick. It drives me balmier every year, because I'm of an age, as some of you may be, where we used to decorate our tree on Christmas Eve. When my parents used to arrive, when the kids were little, my parents arrived Christmas Eve morning. We decorated the tree in the morning, went to the pantomime in the afternoon. The next day was Christmas. Hallelujah. But anyway, it's not like that now. So what I thought I would do was talk you through some of my ideas and ask if there's anything specific. I should have a pen and paper. Hold on a moment. I have paper. I have a pen. So if there are any specific things that you wanted me to try and do, and then some ideas of what you might need if you're going to do the things. Now, I'm obviously going to make more things than I can make in the morning. So I'm going to make them, and I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but anyway, I can make them. I have made some already. And have you all got your phones with you?
Yes.
About your personage. If I do this, hold on. No, let me just do this. I will put them on. Hold on. Bear with, caller. Bear with. So that going on that, and this is what I made so far. Just to give you a WhatsApp. Yeah, WhatsApp. This is still not working like it wasn't yesterday. Oh.
No, I thought it was back.
I thought it was back. Can't get it. Oh, here we go. Sorry about the strange noises in the background. I'm washing 2 coats which are covered in zips.
Oh.
So the zips going. So I've just posted 3 pictures onto WhatsApp.
There we go.
Can you see?
Yep. So
the cookies wrapped in ribbon are they're soft cookies. They're chocolate and walnut cookies. They could be anything. They're chocolate and walnut. You could be, white chocolate and almond, or whatever you fancy, lemon and raisin. You could make the ingredients whatever you want. And then I've used our shortbread biscuits, which we've already made. There's no point reinventing the wheel. You've already done them. You've seen me doing them. I didn't need to demonstrate. But I got Christmas cutters, and I've got a lot of cutters. But if you use them, the simplest shapes, they come out better. You make a hole in them with a straw. I've done a video. You make a hole in them with a straw, and it doesn't. I wasn't sure if it would fill up, but it doesn't. And I made some of the holes a little bit bigger. Now, I did make a couple of Christmas trees, but they're a bit intricate. And I've got a reindeer, but it's so intricate that putting a hole in it as well, it was all a bit difficult. So I just did with those simple ones, but you can do whatever you want, obviously. But stars are quite easy. And if you've got children, grandchildren, people with children or grandchildren, I mean, I sent those ones that I iced, I sent to my grandchildren.
Excuse me.
That's the phone. So I sent them home with number 5 grandchild to share with number 4 grandchild, although her father had his eye on them, so I don't think they were going to get home, actually. He was probably going to eat them. So my ideas I had involve you thinking about, if you're going to gift them, how you're going to gift them. So I've done some savoury and some sweet. I'm doing a lovely chutney, so you need some jars, and you all know this because you'll have done it before, you need some fabric. I haven't any Christmas fabric that you might have that you can cut with your pinking shears if you've got some, and tie a ribbon round. And it's a spicy, it's an Indian, so a sort of curryish chutney, really lovely, gorgeous with cold meat on Boxing Day. So there's a chutney. I'm going to make our family's favourite for Christmas, which is Cumberland Sauce, which we have with our gammon on Boxing Day or whenever else. So Cumberland Sauce. Now I've got these little jars with little bottles with the cork in, but you can put them in any sort of saucy jar. So if you think you might want to make that, think from now till then about what you might save to put things in. These are cupcake bags with a ribbon with a little cardboard at the bottom, which gives it stability. You can either put one cupcake in it, or you can put some those cookies that I tied up with a ribbon. You could put them in a bag. I'm doing lots of different savoury biscuits as well. Not lots, but you could put cheese straws in there. We've done those. You know the cheese and Marmite twists I did with my puff pastry? Do you remember those?
Yes.
You can make those and you can put those in there. Obviously, once you gave them to someone, they would need to refresh them in the oven because they go a bit soft, but you know, they can pop them in the oven for 2 minutes. Now, things like fudge and truffles, I'm going to show you truffles because I used to make truffles a lot. I used to cater for a living, and truffles used to always be a centerpiece of a buffet. I saw this yesterday in a charity shop, which says, I'm sure you've all got one, good friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you always know they're there. And I thought that filled with biscuits, you could pile those biscuits up in it, or truffles or fudge or something. That would make a lovely Christmas present. It cost me 50p. And if you've got a friend you give a little gift to, or, you know, you're going somewhere, you've got to take something like that is really nice. And the other one I've got, which I'm also going to do, is I've got a lovely bone.
Oh, that's nice.
Bone china cup and saucer. Charity shops always have these because people, you know, you can buy 1 or 2 or a set. And I thought, what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to give it to my neighbour across the road. She's a lovely friend, and she likes bone cup like my mum used to. I'm going to fill that with truffles, and then round the edge, I'm going to put little biscuits, and then I'm going to wrap it in cellophane and tie it up with ribbon. Oh. And this cup and sauce actually came with a plate. So the plate, again, I can put some biscuits or cakes. You'll see all the things I'm going to make. So those, again, tied up with cellophane. Now, cellophane, you can buy from a florist if your friendly local florist would sell you some. But I got this in Commerce. It was £2.79 for 5 metres, and it's 70 centimetres wide, quite long. That would do quite a lot. So I bought that to show you. I bought some ribbon in there, which I've left upstairs. I bought some red ribbon with white dots on. It's not particularly Christmassy, except it's red, but I also bought some red raffia. And red raffia was £1.79. And again, there's loads of it. So to tie a bow, it's quite good to tie it with that. Little baskets, doilies. You need to think about what you're going to wrap your things in if you're going to make them as a gift. I mean, you might make them just to eat, which is pretty cool. But as I say, if you're invited somewhere at Christmas, you've got to take something, and everyone's got boxes of chocolates and they've got all that. So something that you've made is just such a lovely gift. And as I say, that mug, were you here when I showed the mug? That mug was 50p in YMCA. And actually, I could have spent about £10 on mugs because there was one with a cat on, which I have a friend who's a cat person. There were dogs, you know, there's all sorts. So you could match the mug to the person or the cup to the person. So I thought they were all really nice ideas. And what you want to, I have recently given away all my empty jam jars. I always do this and then I want them. So jam jars. The other thing is I'm going to give you a recipe for ginger curd, exactly the same as lemon curd, which Sally referenced the lemon curd is an idea. But ginger curd is yummy. You make it just the same. I'll give you the recipe. I'm not going to demonstrate things we've already done, but I'll give you the recipe and you'll know how to do it. Likewise with the truffles, I've got, I don't know, loads of recipes, all of which I know work because I've made them. So I'll demonstrate one and give you the recipes for the rest. I'll demonstrate the most difficult one. Lemon curd, hold on a moment. Lemon curd or ginger curd, these little jars, now you can buy these. You can actually buy these. If you've got know anyone with a booker's card, they sell them empty. However, if you know a cafe or a restaurant near you that serves these with their afternoon tea, which lots of them do, have a look, have a think. They don't in Jay's, I don't think. I think they use little bowls, they scoop it out. But if you know someone that does, I can guarantee you, if you say, would you save me some, they'll save you some. And you only want, probably a dozen, I think. Oh, I think my lemon curd mixture makes 15. But you can put them in other things, but those are really ideal, those little tiny things. And if you're going to Wilko's, they sell little jars. They sell little jars and they sell little Kilner jars. The ones with the rubber. They sell all sizes. Now, whether they've got them at the moment, because I keep saying, well, you could buy this in Wilko's, and when you go in, the shelves are empty because they come from blooming China and no one's got anything. But because of the shortages, Boris says there aren't any, but because of the shortages, yes, you may find it difficult to find things. So it's good. That's why I thought we'd start now. So have a little think now about what you think you might make, sweet or savoury. There'll be biscuits and cakes and all sorts. So is there, and let me look at my list of what I was going to do. Yes, tree decoration, biscuit, cheese sauce, truffles, ginger curd. Oh, and I thought also some of the fruits that you can stuff and dip and, dried apricot stuffed with marzipan and dipped in chocolate. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. So all those sorts of things. So what I thought I might do, well, first of all, what I might do is ask, is there anything any of you specifically want to do that I might not have considered? Now is your time to say.
No, I like the idea of the ginger curd.
Right, so let me tell you my list that I've got so far, which is, if I could read them, fudge, obviously.
Yes.
Chocolate chip cookies, which you've just seen. They're chocolate chip and walnut, but they can be anything. Tree decoration biscuits, you've just seen. Cheese straws, you already know. Truffles, ginger curd, dipped apricots, almonds in prunes, cheese medallions. Now, cheese medallions, when we got married, we took over a hotel and everybody came for lunch and then went to their rooms. And then we had a wedding at 4 o'clock, and then we had dinner and dancing and that. Then they went to bed, and I know that after that sort of amount of strong drink was taken, particularly by me, you get the munchies, don't you? So in everybody's room, using little bags like this, I mean, these are from Jones's, but you can buy these on Amazon. I did little bags, and I did cheese medallions, which are little cheese biscuits about that big, and you make them in a roll, and then you chop them up. Can tell I'm Jewish, can't you, by the hands? You chop them up and you sprinkle them with, well, the roll is rolled in Parmesan and cayenne pepper. And then when you've made them, you sprinkle them with poppy seeds, sesame seeds, paprika, whatever, and make them all pretty. And the recipe makes 100. You don't have to make the full recipe, but or you can make them bigger, so it wouldn't make 100. It's up to you how you do it. My chutney, my Cumberland sauce, Christmas pudding blondies, which are absolutely delicious. And although they're supposed to be made with leftover Christmas pudding, I actually go and buy Christmas pudding to make them. And if you buy one of those, the little baby ones you can buy, they need 150 grams of Christmas pudding. Those little baby ones are 150 grams. So I buy them specifically to make these. They're like a brownie, but they're made with white chocolate, so they're blondie, and they've got Christmas pudding chopped up in them. They're absolutely delicious. So chopped into little squares, put in your mug, they'd be lovely. So I'll put those in. Deviled nuts. I thought, combine nuts, I know, but I thought we might make some nuts with a deviled coating. So they're spicy and really good. Candied peel, proper candied peel, which you can dip in chocolate. If you make it yourself, something like candy peel, making a face. It's really nice. And I do, I've got to experiment with this, but I do a bread roll Christmas tree. So a tearing and sharing. I've got to make sure it works with our no need to need bread. I think it will. I'm going to give it a go. You make up, in the far off days when I used to make it, I make it with a packet of bread mix. I'm not going to do it without bread mix. You roll the bread mix out into an oblong. You spread it with mustard and sprinkle it with cheese. You roll it up like a Swiss roll. You chop it up. You put it to prune, and you put it in a tree. So you put 4 little of these little rolls. You chopped up 4 little rolls for the stalk, and then you put a line of them, and then you make it up into a fir tree, and then you prove it, and then you bake it, and there it is. You can freeze it at that point, so you can make it now and freeze it. And it just makes a lovely centerpiece for a buffet because it's rolls that people can help themselves to. It's really, really nice. So there we are. That's as far as I've got. I think that's probably enough because it's 1, 2, it's a million things. And my problem with all of these is that if I make them, I either eat them or I have to do something with them. So it was suggested.
Ali,
yeah.
Can I just interrupt because I've got a suggestion?
Oh,
then. Good. Yeah. No. Well, you've made them up, but when you've made them, give me a call. I'll collect them and put them in the freezer, and I'm done for Christmas. And you save space.
Okay. Julie
That's me sorted.
Julie did say you could give them to your cookery group to eat, and I said, yeah, okay, fine. So I'm working on this, but as I say, I've done the 2 lots of biscuits, and Bob's making great inroads into them. So, but those shortbread biscuits are so lovely, I have to say, even though they're made of stars. Hold on a moment. This is the other thing I meant to say. This is the other thing. I don't know if you've got one, but I've got a baby muffin tin.
Oh, yeah.
I've got 2 baby muffin tins. So little tiny cakes, which is the other thing I did at our wedding. I made little, made shortbread, cheese biscuits and little tiny muffins, which you put in a bag or in there. And they're really nice. So the ones I'm going to make today, between now and the theatre, I'm going to make lemon and cranberry, because I thought dried cranberries instead of dried fruit. And I'm going to do them like little mini lemon drizzles, but I'm going to put cranberries in them and make little baby cupcakes. So, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So just, yes, so think about, as I say, you need to think about buying the kit or obtaining the kit. So every time you empty a jar of jam, wash it. I know you wash it out before you do it, but don't recycle it. Hang on to it. Because as I'm planning to make this chutney quite soon. The chutney needs 3 weeks to mature.
Yes.
I think I've done a few weeks, don't you? Yes, it needs 3 weeks to mature. So you need to make the chutney in November rather than December, or the first week of December. So, yeah, that's really where I got to. Does that sound like a reasonable thing to do?
Yeah, I think it sounds excellent.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. The other thing I was thinking was, which I'll do on an email. I wondered if we might have we had a summer get together. I thought we might have a Christmas get together.
Oh, yeah. Lovely.
So we'll think about that and when we can do that, because we've got to now work around Julie's teaching, because she's always too busy. She's too busy. It's not fair. So she can't do Tuesday morning. I don't think she'll do a Wednesday morning. Anyway, we'll work out a time when she can do it, because we're not going to leave her out. And I'm hoping that Jill Mapp might be coming up to Beaujeu for Christmas. She comes up and visits quite often. So I'm hoping she might come to visit, because it'd be really nice for her to come. I'd like to see her in person. She needs a hug. So it'd be nice to see her in person. But I mean, as you know, the numbers are dropping off quite dramatically. And in fact, this morning I thought, oh, this isn't going to work after Christmas. But I think come January, because actually I've got the meal all ready that I was going to do. I've got 2 lots of menus ready, which I will be cooking soon for us. So they'll be recorded. In fact, some of them, I think some of it is already recorded. So maybe I will carry on in January, but if it's died the death by then, it's died the death. But we've had fun, haven't we? Even if it doesn't go on. So that's my master plan. So what I'm going to be doing is just uploading these videos as I make things. And if the bread roll tree works, I might demonstrate that, because that's quite good to watch.
Yes.
But most of it is all fairly basic, and I don't know that you need to watch me doing it, but that one in specifically, I think you do. So, but I will make the things, I will be uploading videos, I'll put it on Padlet and I'll tell you what's there and send you out an email. Read your emails, Leslie, because you said you didn't know about this and I emailed you last Friday. So read your emails. You're in trouble.
I think I got it. I haven't got some of the WhatsApp messages either.
I don't know what's been happening with my phone. I couldn't even get on my internet last night.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
I know
last night, the world was out last
Everything
night.
was down
last night. Everybody, everywhere.
I know WhatsApp and that, but I don't do Facebook or anything, but just my internet in general.
I think it was a very, very strange day yesterday, wasn't it? But I see it's raining again, Deep Joy. So anyway, so that's really it. If anyone has any ideas other than Jan's, which was not a good one.
It was for me.
It was for you, yeah. If anyone has any more ideas, I was just going to show you. Hold on. I know what I was going to do. I'm trying to that recipe for the biscuits, these biscuits. It made absolutely loads. I mean, really, I've got a tin full of them. I did do the stars and the dog, because I've got friends who've got dogs. I made mainly stars. The Christmas tree was a problem because where it's narrow, making a hole in it tended to crack it. So the Christmas tree wasn't my favourite one to do. But the stars and the bell, a nice basic shape. They're really easy to do. I mean, you don't have to decorate them, but they're quite fun. And if you have got a small person or even a large person you need to occupy. And I decorated them with the tubes of icing you can get. Do you know the ones I mean?
Yes, you can pack of 3, can't you?
Yeah, I got, unfortunately, well, actually it works. The set I got was red, blue, green and black. Blue wasn't ideal, but you'd have to buy several to get every colour you wanted. But I thought, well, I could always make some. I mean, I've got piping bags and tubes by the million, but it was a case of, I can't really be bothered. And also, by the time you buy the colour, it's easier to buy so I thought if I wanted white, which I did for the stars, and I thought really, you know, you could do a little zigzaggy pattern and then put some glitter on, which is always pretty on the tree. So, but it did make a tinful.
Gosh.
An absolute tinful, because they're not, the stars aren't very big. But I mean, they're about the same as a cutter, but with all the bits pointed out. So it made quite a lot. So they're really good. So you can make half and half. You can make your mixture, cut out what you think you want to decorate your tree or someone else's tree. But lots of these things, if you've got a twiggy tree, which lots of people have, or can go and get some twigs, a twiggy tree, you know, just a load of twigs, not a Christmas tree, they're quite nice to hang on there.
Yes.
And in fact, Julie does it, and my daughter-in-law has a collection of twigs. I don't know where she got them, but a twig, and she hangs it with Easter eggs for Easter and Christmas things at Christmas, and they would be ideal for that because they're not very heavy because you roll them quite thinly. So there you go. So that's it. If everyone's happy with that, I will start communicating. I'm planning, as I say, to do the chutney this weekend, and every time I make something, I've got all the recipes written out. So I will put all the recipes up. I think I've got nearly all the recipes. The truffles, as I say, there's lots of different recipes, and you can choose the one you want, because some like ginger, some like cherries. You know, you can choose which ones you want and which ingredients you maybe think you'll have or can afford. But I'll put them all up, and you can see what you think. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Lovely. Okay. So I will probably do the first demonstration. In fact, the first demonstration will be next Tuesday, which is the second Tuesday in the month, is it?
Yes,
will be.
Yeah, because I don't know if I can make it next week.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it up on 11 o'clock next Tuesday, and it means I've got to do it. Right, okay. So if you want to watch it, it'll be on, and if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to bother. But I'll open it and run it, and you can see what you think. And yeah, we'll take it from there. But I will put all the recipes on the packet. Okay.
Yeah, Callie, can I just ask?
Yes, my darling.
If how long before you could get away with making them, or what ones you could freeze? I may have missed that in the start.
Most of what I'm saying will freeze, or will keep. The majority will freeze, or I'm just looking. I think more or less everything I do will freeze. I mean, in the old days when I was cooking for a living, you know, in the days of a big chest freezer, you know, and I bought a lamb from my neighbour, and I bought, you know, as we used to. And if you couldn't fill it, if it suddenly got empty, you went and bought, you know, 36 loaves of bread and shoved it in there. I can remember buying a box of butter. Butter was on offer one day. Don't get offers like that anymore, but butter was on offer. So I bought a box of salted and a box of unsalted butter just to keep the freezer full. So, but yes, nearly everything in here will freeze. But obviously you will, at the beginning of December, I'm guessing, do a rush of baking and cooking and getting it done. But most of it will freeze. And as I say, the chutney's got to be made well in advance. The Cumberland sauce will keep in your fridge for ages. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cumberland sauce. We're going to my son's for Christmas, and every year, without fail, because he cooks, he says, "Oh, can I have the Cumberland sauce recipe?" Every year. So this year, I'm going to take it with me. So don't ask for the recipe. I brought it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, darlings. Nice to see you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
If you want anything or want to ask anything, either email or WhatsApp, and I'm here. Okay.
Yes, it's good.
All right.
That's
Take
good.
care, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, why won't it end?